All right, so last week, we don't have very far to scroll around the map here. So Katana, you are going to be our camera person here. So last week, we started off in a bit of a pickle where the party was stuck down here in this pit. And there was an army of cackling, mad, crazy skeleton archers that were about ready to fucking rain death down on the party. Nobody in the party when we started last session had more than 4 HP. It is a miracle anybody survived. You may see this right here. Yes, Eldith is dead, but not how you might think. Dan saw Katana go down. Let's go over the major elements of what happened. Dan saw Katana start biting the dust, and Dan, who is a vampire, decided to embrace Katana in order to save her life. Not realizing, Dan, of course, not being able to pick up the fact that Katana would rather die than be a vampire. She would actually die and not continue going.
Never told me that.
She did say, "Don't bite me." However, technically speaking, embracing is not biting. So Dan is within his perfectly acceptable realm of stupidity. All right, so he is totally. And Dan, for the record, I realize that it hasn't happened this session, but it is so going to be a thing that this session is basically going to play all around what happened last session. I'm going to let you start off with that embrace that you gave Katana, being you playing to your "I have no social idea at all" for inspiration. So if you ever get to the point where you are actually rolling a die, because let's get real, you're not going to get to that point, you will have inspiration this session. All right?
Nobody rolls dice anymore.
Nobody rolls dice. So, Katana was down for the count. Dan embraced her to save her life. Okay, and then from there, Eldith, the dwarf that was with the party who had previously had a conversation with Katana. Now, Eldith has not been cool with having all these people turning into monsters in the group this whole damn time. She's been itching to just off them before they became a problem, right? So, Katana managed to talk Eldith down previously, and the agreement was, look, if they turn on us, I'm offing them all. Because Eldith was previously a monster hunter for that city.
Some clan.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she was a monster hunter in the guard of
I don't think I was ever made privy to that.
Yeah, she specialized in taking out were-rat infestations, as a matter of fact. And so
wow, she was dumb to pick a fight then.
So she went out of, like, she fucking lost it. Katana was down, nothing could happen, and Eldith almost took Dan out of the picture permanently. However, Turvy, the were-rat in the group, took advantage of the fact that Eldith didn't have any of her gear, didn't have any of her weapons, and didn't stop to think that she could have taken Katana's weapons. And Turvy put Eldith down because Turvy made the decision that Dan was a more useful tool than Eldith in rescuing Turvy's sister. And he had to do the nasty business of putting Eldith into the dirt. And then as the party kind of like coalesced after the wreckage, and basically people were trying not to focus on what had gone down, Turvy stayed behind and gave a pretty intense and revealing speech about how he didn't like having to have done that. He was the only one who actually buried and said goodbye to Eldith. And then he joined the party up here as the party's starting to move forward. You may be wondering why there's a fucking gelatinous cube right there. If you haven't if you're just tuning in, or you haven't seen the past couple of episodes, this is Glabagool. All right? Now, Glabagool is a southern gentleman, and he's very polite and very curious and does not know the ways of the world. And rather than attack him on sight, or rather, on the revelation that there was a gelatinous cube in their path, the party decided to negotiate with him, and he has taken a liking to them, as they have described themselves to him as people. And he very much has decided that people are interesting, and that fighting and violence are not necessarily his favorite thing on the planet. And he did bequeath unto Katana a +1 mace from his last meal. So, all of that is what happened last session. But today's session is actually not going to start off on the scene that you see in the battle map. Today's session is going to start off in the blank and endless void of some unidentified dreamscape or mindscape or the afterlife. We're not certain what. Katana.
Buckle in.
What? Buckle up, Buttercup!
So, Katana, you find yourself in this it's just black. Just empty blackness, darkness, as far as the eye can see. You're standing on something, and you can see yourself just fine, as if there is light. There's just nothing for the light to illuminate. and it looks.
Can I
the
like
same
wiggle
down
my
at you.
hand around
Yeah.
to make sure this isn't the darkness I ran into before? That the more you struggle, the more you die.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna wiggle it around to see if it gets like slowed or something.
It is not. It is just this empty.
Okay.
It is
It's
just
darkness.
empty darkness, right? And just you're standing on something solid. That is another donation from Sarah PSB. Donated $35 US, and their command is 5 crits for Glossy, cause Bard, and 1 Destiny
Bard
token for her. All right.
Thank you, Sarah P.
Bard represent.
All right. So that wasn't
I'm gonna
good.
check
Jared.
my
Thank you,
cheat
Charlotte.
sheet now and see if Sarah ever gave me anything.
Shut up, Dan. You're gonna get more botches if you keep talking like that.
I know, right?
Right.
Because of course she didn't.
So you awaken so the last thing you know is that you backed up with your back to a wall to line up a shot with your crossbow because you were trying to hit the laughers that were up on the ledge, right? And then when you missed, you decided to run forward again to put yourself up against the wall here, right? So they had less of a shot on you. So you had cover. And then one of them jumped down the pit on you. And even as it was shattering and bones were exploding all over the place, you got hit with a short sword right through the shoulder, and you were just down for the count. You just blacked out. So that's the last thing you saw. Now you're standing in this empty void.
Where's the big ass hole that's supposed to be in my goddamn shoulder?
Not there. As a matter of fact, like in this place, this is however you see yourself. This is your image of self that's here, right? So there's no wounds. There's you're actually wearing clothes that you remember yourself wearing, right? Like that immediate. Yeah, right. You've got your original armor. You've got gut and check. Like this is actually, since this is how you define yourself, this is going to be like what you were wearing the night that you committed the murder that got you expelled from Axe Spinners, I imagine, right?
Yep.
So there you are.
I was wearing my Axe Spinner armor. I was stripped of that too.
Your hands are bloody. You've got gut and check, right? And there you are. Like the bloodstains are in the exact same place that they were, like just splattered up. Another donation, Pyromancy, $10 says 2 botches for Dan being
God
sassy.
damn it!
See? This is what you get.
That's what you get.
Wrecked.
Oh my goodness. All right. So I look down and there's nothing.
Yes.
I'm gonna take a step forward.
It is as if you were walking on solid ground. You can take a step forward. You're not walking closer to anything or further away from anything. Right. There's just nothing. Right. So there you are, and it'll take a second as you like experiment. You reach out, you feel like you kind of like snap the blood off your hands a little bit. Like
I'm not too pleased about reliving this.
It is exactly where you remember that blood being, right? Like that same sensation of the warm drip down your hand and your arm, like.
And the whole fuck, what have I done?
You're a little
but I'm
buzzed,
in darkness.
But you're in darkness.
Oh.
Another donation, Butter Knives, $15 says unnatural dice for EvilSqueegee.
Oh my.
Does that mean he just gets to put them in? No, that's brilliant.
Either he's buying me tokens, or he's buying crits and botches and just didn't specify yet.
Or he could be buying assists or resists and be buying a whole bunch of them.
It's true.
Zangmac's taking care of it.
Zangmac's all over it.
We trust those mods, especially because we don't like.
In mods, we trust.
Oh god, like this channel is nothing without these mods. Trust me. You guys abuse the shit out of these mods. It's so funny. We don't even notice. All right. So you're in the darkness.
I'm gonna try and like wipe the blood off, and I mean, there's no dead body. What the fuck? I've been through this. I've been through this memory 100,000 times, and it hasn't changed. There's always the dead merchant body in front of me, and I don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Now, this merchant was one of the elders of your tribe, right? Of your clan.
Yeah, it was not a.
And you kind of killed him in a bar fight. Like you went too far, right?
I went way too far with the bar fights because bar fights are a normal thing. But I pulled out my weapons for this bar fight, and I don't recall pulling out my weapons. But okay, just gonna brush off the. No.
Kind of like echoes. Did you say that out loud?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, no. Show yourself.
And what you will see is a
I
one-eyed.
got axes.
You'll see a one-eyed, one-handed, like, corpse. But you immediately recognize this is not just a corpse. Like the robes, the necklace, spitting image. You are looking at Vecna as he steps out of shadows that don't even exist and just you up and down.
Can I punch Vecna in the fucking face? Or at least attempt to do such a thing.
Without fail, Pluto Fairy, you deliver me the most quotable statements of action I have ever had at the game table. You may attempt
Legit
to do
question.
so.
Can I attempt to do so?
You may attempt to do so, right?
Well, okay. Do I get to use my crit?
I'm not.
Oh,
Gonna,
Or is this?
I'm not
Are
going
we
to charge
not
you the
doing?
crit. I'm not. I'm not going to charge the crit. I'm going to call.
I
The
don't know if
dream.
this is a story or yeah, exactly. So I'm like,
I
is
mean,
this a crit moment or no?
She can't actually punch Vecna in the face, so I don't want to waste your crit on it, right? So you'll
Right,
throw.
yeah.
You'll throw it. It'll connect, right? And then like sand, the whole image of Vecna will just disperse, right? And then right over your shoulder, right behind you.
But try to swing at him again.
You swing, boom!
Like I'm gonna keep trying.
And like it'll go for a while, right? And then he'll just reform, and after a while he'll just, the first 3 or 4 punches, like he's just gonna wait for the next punch, right? And the next punch until you're.
Yeah, I'm starting to run out of energy.
Right,
Maybe
yeah.
on a knee. Running out of energy.
And Vecna says, I have to admit, this is a first for me. Are you done yet?
I'm never done.
Oh, yeah.
just
Right.
it's slow. It's so sloppy. It's
Right.
like Thoradin extreme right now with him swinging his big ass sword, and he ain't trying to hit nothing.
And you'll
He's just
totally he won't bother avoiding, right? Like you'll connect. That's never done.
Ah!
The disperse and then the resperse somewhere else, right? He says, you know the irony here. Weren't you running away from slavedom?
I will never be your slave. I'm gonna grab the fucking gem. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, it's I'm no longer your slave. Anyways, I totally botched that entire reference. I'm assuming I'm just gonna start collapse. Like I'm
like
done.
right?
I'm exhausted.
So
just
Vecna's gonna
spit in the ground in front of me because that's all I can do.
Vecna's gonna as you're kind of like you're drained. You've literally worked yourself to the bone. There's nothing left you can do, right? And he kind of like walks up in front of you and he'll hold up his hand. You know, the hand of Vecna in that exact pose, right? And he'll hold it up, and in the palm of his hand will glow this black, smoky kind of like with tendrils, like lashing out of it, right? This is the exact same thing that you saw in the rust monsters, as Dan was feeding on them, like those black veins when he drew blood from them. Like that's what's in his hand, right? And he's gonna put his hand on your head, and the veins will start like crawling down. This is actually really agonizing, right? Like you are feeling the essence of your very spiritual self being drawn from you, right?
My first time hurt a lot too.
And Vecna will simply say, "I bequeath you a great honor, Gitana. You shall
I'm so angry.
You shall be my vet." BOOM! There is a fucking explosion of light. Fucking-plosion. So explodey is this explosion that it must be described as an fucking-plosion. Alright? And there is something kind of, tangy, like the smell of iron, like smelting iron in the air as this shock of like white and blue shining light just blows up, and instead of dispersing like your fist did to Vecna will be blown back, and there is this agonizing moment where those tendrils of darkness that were starting to spread down your, like, imagine them being ripped out from the holes they poked in, like, rip right out
Angry
your skin.
dwarven screaming.
Yeah, like,
Lots of cursing.
leaving these trails of like where the tendrils had been.
I actually
poking.
yell Moradin's dick at one
Moradin's dick. Right?
Blasphemer!
and like, okay, so these solid black tendrils had been crawling under your skin, leaving like a, you know, like when a rabbit in a cartoon digs under, like it's like that under your skin, but they just ripped out.
Oh, I got veins.
Right, so you've got these veins, these empty pockets of skin that are like that on your face now, right? As these fucking things get ripped out of you, and Vecna just goes hurtling back and slams against the floor, and the entire non-existent floor shudders with the weight of an entire god colliding with it, right? And then standing in front of you, suddenly there you hear the set of you hear a footstep, just, and then another one, as two solid dwarven feet plant in front of you.
Moradin!
And his dick.
I was about to say.
Yeah, I just said something really blaspheming, by the way, so my bad, my B, bro.
Right?
He might have taken it as a compliment.
Shit, I didn't know he was right behind me.
So
That's when they always show up.
So Moradin is wearing absolutely no shirt because Moradin has way too many things to be doing. Like, as much as he is the god of the dwarves in crafting, like Moradin is way too cool to be wearing the armor he crafts. He doesn't need that shit. That's for you guys, right? That's so you can maybe keep up with him, right? He's got a giant fucking warhammer in one hand. We're talking about like those, those orcish double axes with the fucking huge, like it's a staff with a huge end. It's like that, but hammers. And he's just casually got one like this, right? And he's wearing a kilt, and he's got like those crisscross sandal, the leather sandals that come up to the calves, right? And Moradin is bald with the most glorious and most imposing beard with all of like the gems and the golden bits and the silver pieces, just like he doesn't need hair. Fuck you, he has a beard. Like, he's fucking Moradin, right? And his eyes crackle with that same blue light power as he stands between you and Vecna. And then he fucking rests his double-edged hammer down on the ground and rests his arms across it, right? And he looks back at you, right? And then he doesn't have to say get up, right? You're looking at Moradin. What are you gonna do? Be a weak, puny
I'm
bitch
gonna
and
get
stay
the
on the
fuck
ground?
up!
You're gonna stand the fuck up.
Holy shit! Holy shit! I'm sorry about the Moradin's dicks comment.
You'll notice
Wow.
you'll notice he is wearing a kilt. Like,
So how far down does it hang then?
How tall is he?
how tall? He's big. He's big for a dwarf. He's definitely the largest dwarf you've ever seen, but he's not quite as big as a person. But my God,
Right.
this man is made of muscle.
This is a huge dwarf.
This dwarf has had all of eternal existence to pump iron, and nobody knows iron quite like Moradin. Like, he is the rippedest rip you could ever rip, right? Like, this dude is fucking jacked.
So, Moradin, what? Is standing between me and Vecna. Oh
Yes.
my god.
All right, and he's just like casually leaning in, and he says, "You're a pain in the ass, you know that, Vec?" Vecna like stands up, and he's got his flowing robes and his long rotten hair and his and now like half of his skin is just seared off from this explosion, right? He says, "Fucking midgets." And Moradin just laughs, right? He says, "You know, I'm not the only one that noticed your little fucking plaything back there, right?" Vecna stands up. He says, "Yeah." He says, "Yeah, Nerul's a little pissed that you're stepping boundaries. We had an agreement, the lot of us. You stay away from the dead, and we stay out of your magic, remember? What would you know, you and your iron and your midgets? Yeah."
Man, I'm losing a lot of respect for my god.
Moradin laughs, right? And he says, Moradin will simply say, "Look, You get your playthings. Nobody stepped up and said shit when you turned your wizard into whatever the hell that is. But this one's mine. And Vecna stands up and says, like you could even dream of understanding possession. And Moradin shrugs. He says, she's an axe spinner. I got plans for this one. Back off. And Vecna will shrug his shoulders. He says, I'd tell you why you're wrong. That would ruin half the fun. Moradin shrugs again. Picks up his hammer. He says, I don't give a damn about your secrets, Vecna. I got more important shit to do than play games. We done here? Or am I gonna have to remind you why you can't cross that line? And Vecna spits. He spits blood. He says, 1 year, Moradin. 1 year. Mark my words. You will know. And he'll disperse backwards, right? Leaving you and Moradin alone.
Oh my.
And he'll turn and he'll look at you.
What do you mean I'm yours? I ain't nobody's.
He has the same
That's
reaction
like,
everybody else does. Like, he just laughs, right? He says, "Atta
The
girl."
stubborn little dwarf right here.
No, no.
Like, of course that's what she's gonna say.
Right? And he looks down, he says, "Atta girl," right? He says, now you done wallowing in your self-pity yet? Or are you gonna go out there and be a fucking dwarf?
For the record, out of character. Dude, Katana's gonna put on her big girl pants and clang her axes together and go, I'm gonna be a fucking dwarf. Or I'm gonna be a fucking axe spinner. That's what I say.
He says, good, I'll let you if you earn it. Let's not pretend you didn't fuck up. He says, but if one fuck up ruined a dwarf, I wouldn't be Moradin, would I?
You'd
I'm
be
still
less
gonna
of a-
actually be a little humble about that one because I just got put in my little place there with that's right, I did kill a man. Killed a very important man.
He says,
Yeah.
between you and me, asshole had it coming. But you earn yourself a name. You get your shit together. I don't care if you have to go to the shit store and buy a shit bag and put your shit in it. Get your shit together.
Yes, sir.
He says, one other thing. I need to talk to somebody. I'm gonna need you to let me talk to that somebody.
Who do you need to talk to, sir?
He says, it's gonna be uncomfortable, but I'm not gonna do it without your permission. Because, and he looks over his shoulder where Vecna was. He says, some of us aren't assholes.
Also because that would be right.
Do you mind?
No.
Alright, so we're gonna flip the camera. Just about this time, Turvey is catching up with the rest of the group. He doesn't have his hat anymore, right? Katana is unconscious, right? She's hanging over Dan's shoulder, right? And then Dan, you smell that? It smells like magic. That's weird. You didn't cast anything.
I didn't even know I could spell magic.
I didn't either.
And then all of a sudden, Katana's hand will be around your throat, and then you will wind up in the wall back here. There will be a Dan-shaped like dent in the stone wall. Katana's feet will hit the ground, right? And she will spin, gut, and check and put them back on her back, right? But when you look at Katana, you are going to immediately recognize no rolls needed. This is not Katana. The sheer power that is emanating from Katana's eyes alone, all right? The last time you saw something that powerful, you were face to face with Vecna becoming a Vecnire, right?
Right.
And when Katana opens her mouth, right, It won't be Katana's voice. It will be a male voice that actually gives you a headache to hear. The ground itself is having a hard time not cracking and shaking as Moradin speaks through Katana's body. Right?
Right.
He says,
Oh,
look.
that's what he meant.
He says, look, you freaky fucking thing. I don't give a damn what you do to yourself. Or with your boyfriend, Vecna. But you leave my dwarves out of it. If you don't, it's not gonna be Katana I'm gonna be riding in next time. And I'm real interested to see how much of your soul survives me. Do I make myself clear, boy?
So tempted to ask, so you want in on this too?
Fuck yeah!
He says, I realize you didn't really know what you were getting into, but Vecna's crossing lines and breaking rules, and he's the only one happy about you. You should be really cautious when it comes to the rest of us.
Okay. Sorry. I didn't know I was offending anybody.
If she's gonna die, you let her die. If I need her alive, I'll keep her alive.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that you guys were watching your back, so, that's cool to know. I'll not do that again.
And he'll look over at Glossy, right? Turns and looks at Glossy and says, get your shit together. And then Katana will collapse.
It all comes out the... Oh.
And then Katana collapses. Katana, you're gonna collapse in unconsciousness, and you're gonna, like... You saw all of that, right? Like, you're gonna... And then your eyes, and then you try and wiggle your hand, and you can wiggle your hand again. That was...
Guys? What did you do?
I don't know. I didn't do anything. I did not mess with God's territorial stuff at all. Nope. Not me.
Well, Eldith tried to kill Dan, and Turvey kind of stopped her in a serious way.
Like a permanent way.
Yeah, like that kind of a way.
Like he killed her.
Why would Eldith attack Dan?
She
Look
probably
at Dan,
got the
You
idea.
know she was
intently.
racist.
She probably got the idea that Dan was trying to hurt one of us.
Yeah, she was.
Wonder where she would have gotten that idea.
Not from me.
I need to go sit down and think about things.
Turvey?
I'm gonna just go sit in the corner, like...
Like, when you're like, I need to go sit down, Turvey, like, he suddenly has an idea, right? The little gnome. And he'll
I'm gonna take a sip of liquor. And
Yes! Alright, so you're gonna, like, take a sip. Ow, 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 burn, burn, burn! like actually physically burn, right? Now, as you feel that burn, you spit the liquor out, right? And your hands, like, they have the softest, faintest white blue mist just rising off of them for a second. That same color as that light you saw.
oh, get your shit together. Oh no.
Because your character has a drinking problem that Moradin has forbidden you from engaging in, you can now take inspiration. That was one of your character traits.
Oh no. I also have a legitimate follow-up question because, as anybody knows, if a hardcore alcoholic quits cold turkey, granted there's other health ramifications, but I'm gonna have the shakes. I'm gonna have shakes like nobody's business. So I would imagine that with inspiration, though, comes I would say for like, as long as it takes me to kick this, I have disadvantage on strength and dexterity.
Here's how I'll play this. Ready? I will give you narrative control over when the shakes will be most relevant. Okay.
Okay.
If you say, "Hey Grant, I'm gonna have the shakes for this," you give yourself disadvantage, and that'll actually count towards gaining inspiration. Because it's based off your current story, all right? But I will let you pick it so that it's not always fucking you over constantly.
Right,
your
but
party members consist of a fucking vampire and a were-rat. You don't have any of that shit, except for you're very aware of gut and check now on your back, and you don't know why. So Turvey is like motioning you over, like he knows the best place to sit, right? And that's when you realize, like, okay, shit is different.
I gotta
now.
sit down.
I can't drink.
I gotta sit down. I can't drink. Guys, I can't drink. Guys! What
difference
the
does
fuck
that make?
happened?
Good.
What difference does that make?
Okay,
I'm a
fine. I
dwarf!
admit it. I thought you were dying, and I was gonna turn you and keep you alive that way. And I don't know what happened after that, but it looks like that backfired spectacularly, and you're alive! Yay! We all win.
I mean, I know dwarves drink, but what makes it a
I'm
big
going
deal?
to calmly put Gut and Check down on the ground. I am going to get out of my armor. And I am going to beeline for Dan. We're scrapping, brah! We're wrestling this out, motherfucker!
Oh man!
I know you got supernatural powers now. We are scrapping. I
Okay.
don't want to hurt him.
So I want
obviously, but
both-
we're
I'm gonna look
scrapping.
over at Turvey and be like,
I want both of you to roll
what do I
me
do here?
a single unarmored attack to just kind of graze over the whole fight, right? Whoever gets the highest roll will be strength based because it's melee, so it's going to be 1d20 plus strength. If you are proficient in unarmed, which Katana you are, you'll get your proficiency bonus. Dan, I'm going to say as a fucking wizard, you're not proficient in unarmed combat.
Oh hell no.
But he's
Oh
got
my God,
decent
the
strength.
beats.
He's a vampire.
Holy shit, the beats!
Holy
Look
shit,
at
the
that!
beats.
Oh my God!
Oh,
Me and
wait.
Dan are wrestling because I know he's a vampire now. You can take the wrestling. We gotta
Yeah.
wrestle this out.
We gotta
Does
wrestle
the crit
this
I have
out.
lined up. Apply.
So, do crits and botches lined up apply? Let's see. Do you both have a crit?
I both have a crit. However, I would
We
like to
both-
say that because I have the I would go with I'm freaking out. I'm fucking freaking out, and therefore I don't think I deserve a crit.
Well,
On
okay, so
this?
it looks like both of you have a crit. So rather than you both critically succeeding,
Just roll it out.
just roll it out, and we'll say that it's a tie. And we're not going to charge the crit out
Okay.
because you would both critically succeed. Like, what am I supposed to do? We're gonna have to tie break somehow, anyways.
It'd be like in the anime when they both punch and hit each other in the face at the same time.
Just
Right, and then there's a scrap cloud of like dust and stuff, and
yeah,
then we're
and
both
just like the
sitting there
stars,
nursing
like the
our
occasional
wounds.
foot sticking out. Like,
I got a 13. I don't know what Pluto's got.
oh, Pluto first probably.
Oh,
beat
I'm
the shit
sorry.
out
I
of that.
gotta roll.
Yeah. You are, but it'd be a strength roll at +2 currently. Oh
I
damn!
Yeah.
All right. So in
Damn,
all,
how
I
is
know
gonna
Dan.
win.
For the record, Katana knows Dan is strong. Like
Yeah.
he has. I discovered some things. I know that he's not weak. So that's why I'm like, no, we're doing
so no,
this.
she totally like Katana actually comes full on at you, Dan. Like she just fucking hauls off and just fucking crack right across the jaw, right? And that'll like that sets it up. Like she clearly, you saw her do this with Eldith. It clicks in your head. Hold on, she needs to fight this out, and so you throw down, but you don't know your own strength fully just yet, and so like boom, like you're throwing each other against like, and so Glossy is sitting there with Turvey like
You guys play some
What do I-
bets?
What do I do?
And Turvey is just like, just let it ride. Just let
Okay.
it ride. They gotta work this out. Like, and it's so fucking. Dan is
Sounds like fighting.
throwing Katana across the place, like, and there's all the grappling and the wrestling and just like the nutsack punch and the fucking like in the
Like
face.
I
and the
could imagine him one-handed
Not
throwing a
that much.
dwarf.
I'm on down. I didn't feel it.
So after a while, like you guys will leave this hallway in more rubble than you should have, right? Because Dan is supernaturally strong, and Katana, you know what you're doing. But by the time it's done, Dan, you will have Katana down, right, by the throat, right, and she's just
I'm so angry. I'm squirming. I'm so angry. God damn it.
Guys,
got her by the
I
throat
don't.
before.
If you guys have a problem with me, I'll just let it go, man.
That's fine, Glossy. Oh, that's how I handle that. I know you've gotten stronger since we first got here.
Okay, I have no idea what you're talking about. I still only barely know you.
That's true. You think I have a crush on you? Out of character. Sorry. That
I-
last line.
Wait,
Sorry. But I'm good, looking at Dan and just being like, all right, I needed that. Do you lift, bro? Cause last I saw you, this would not have happened.
Yeah, well, people change.
All right, can I get up yet?
Oh, yeah.
All right, cool.
So Turvy will actually like as you catch your breath, like Turvy will again. Right now, Glossy, you hear that, right? He says, and Turvy is actually saying, "I know you can't hear what I'm saying, but you got to see this." Like, do you follow Turvy?
Oh yeah.
He's motioning to Katana.
Oh, damn it. I have no
All
idea
right,
what's going on.
I'm gonna head over there.
Uh,
Oh, that's right. Glossy doesn't know who. I completely forgot about that madness. You have no idea who I am.
I have no idea who the hell you are.
Yeah, that's right. Katana marks it as odd that he mentions that because I thought that was odd. Like my character would have thought that response was we've been okay.
As you reach the edge of the pit, when you
Okay.
start following Turvy, there's a bit of a grappling hook with the rope, right? And Turvy just kind of like starts sliding down, and you follow suit, and then you'll come to a little mound in the dirt, like right here. Eldith is not actually here anymore, right? You'll come to a little.
I have a
mound in the
question.
dirt.
Has Eldith been buried?
That's
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
he'll look
that-
up.
I was gonna say, considering our conversation, I assumed that. So
Yeah, so like you'll notice this little mound of dirt, and Turvy's hat is on top of it, right? He says, look, all right, and they look up and then like he'll point at the grave, right? And then he'll look up at you. You don't need an explanation for the look of I killed somebody, right?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, like he's in the same position you were, where like he's not okay.
He doesn't.
Right, but like it's got Eldith's short sword stabbed into the top of the dirt, right, like right where the headstone would be. You recognize that, and Turvy is now communicated to you, like everything you need to know about what happened. You know Turvy did her in, and Turvy is not okay, right? And with that.
Man.
Unless you stop him, Turvy is going to leave you alone with Eldith to say goodbye.
Yeah. I'm gonna at least do the hand on the shoulder thing and the slight grip of the like. I get it, bro. We'll talk about that later. I gotta deal with this now.
Yeah, and then he'll start scuttling up the rope and he'll join the others. Right, and so Turvy will help. Now, Dan, what you hear is Glossy. What you're hearing is she's gonna need a minute to say goodbye.
Okay. Dan? Your name's Dan, right?
Yeah, I'm Dan. You're Glossy, in case you forgot.
Glossy. Yeah. And
Katana.
Turvy.
Oh, Turvy. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And then the ooze.
Glabacool. He's cool.
Glabacool, you forgot me already.
I don't remember anybody, so I don't think you should feel bad about it.
I don't feel bad. I just gotta remember you don't remember much, that's all.
Yeah, and then Gutsy. Okay. Yeah, Katana.
Yeah.
And Dan, don't punch me. I don't think I would take it as well.
I don't usually punch anybody.
Okay, good. Good. Yeah. Oh, can we sleep now? Wait, is this before or after?
This is after the rest.
After we sleep.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Oh, okay. Where are we going next?
He says, like Tarvale's shrug, he says, there's only one way to go. Places we haven't gone yet. We gotta get past where you were when you lost all your memories. That room down the hallways. We're looking for my sister. She's gotta be down here somewhere. Like, she's in here. We haven't found her yet. And that's the only place we haven't been, so.
Right, my aunt?
Loosely speaking.
Dan will, whip out a minor illusion of the map so far and be like, So we've been here. This is poison gas. Over here is this other thing that kind of made the Katana a little crazy. And then back here is where we went, and there's some stairs we need to go down. You ran away before we got down them because you went crazy yourself. So.
Would you like to hear about my Lord and Savior Moradin?
I said I'm reformed.
Alright, so Dan's gonna catch Glossy up on the on objectives, basically, right? And awareness of the crawl so far. Is that what we're doing here?
Yep.
Alright, so while that's going on, Katana, before we hit top of the hour, do you want to play out your goodbyes? Do you have anything specific that you're gonna say to her grave?
Am I still seeing eldest sister?
She is silently sitting there, like.
I'm really sorry about that.
Like, okay, so the ghost will look over at you, right? The ghost of this dwarven lady that is Ella's sister. And she says...
She seemed unhappy.
She says, she was. She didn't like me or my... Well, she didn't like my decisions. And then, when they got me killed, she never really got it together after that.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask her if I'm actually gonna literally ask her, are you part of the staff? And like, hold out eldest sister's staff.
She says,
Say, is this...
She says, no, that's just Rufus.
What does Rufus do?
She says,
Gets girls to go home with him.
Like, she says, eats mice.
Do you mind if Rufus stays here with your sister?
Oh, don't leave Rufus behind. He'll starve.
All right. I was intending to leave her staff behind on
Like
the grave,
the ghost is like,
okay.
no, don't do that. Like that. Like,
Okay. Don't know. Yeah, there's an actual like. Oh, okay. No. Okay. I won't. Okay.
Right.
I thought that was gonna be nice, but okay. Yeah. I'm sad, but she's. I mean, the way that she went, if we scrapped and got it out, but she was very unhappy, and I don't think she was ever gonna be able to deal with that. I'm gonna leave my flask.
Ooh.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna
That gets
leave
me at
my
the end,
flask, and
guys.
I'm gonna promise her. I'm not gonna fuck this up. I'm gonna leave my flask behind because apparently I can't fucking drink out of it. Still a little pissed about that, Morden. But yeah, I'll leave my flask, and then that'll be good for me.
All right. The wordless.
Say a quick pour from prayer.
Yeah.
Morden's dicks under my breath, and then head out.
Dick.
Did you just say Moradin's dicks?
Yeah.
Don't judge.
What? He's a god. He could have multiple if he wanted to. He's a fucking god.
He is
He's
wearing a kilt.
fucking god now.
Damn.
Could be like a cow under there.
He's like Cthulhu under there.
like udders.
He's
You
like
don't know.
Cthulhu under there. God damn, the beats, they flow like milk and honey today.
I am the controller of the spice, and the spice is beats today.
The spice is All right, so as Gitana is gonna come back to the group with a little bit of having caught her breath, like calmed down some, had that very sobering experience. Gitana, the ghost, will help herself up the rope behind you, right? And of course, nobody else can see the ghost, but she seems to be sticking with you and not her sister's grave.
Okay.
And
Man, there's too much going on right now. I'm haunted and all this. Oh my god. Okay.
right.
And that's just you.
Gut and Check are definitely, you are physically aware of their presence, right? And there is a sense of somber and respectful sadness that you are aware of from the weapons on your back.
All right. What? What?
Out of character. All right. Out of character. I want you to update Gut and Check to be +1 weapons. And I need you to remind me if you ever attack a monster that has a weakness to a particular substance, such as silver, or mithril, or iron, or whatever.
Alrighty. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, I gotta fix that.
All right. So the group is starting to gather themselves up, and as we're not using Glabagul to lead the charge. He's leading it behind. That's
He's keeping us safe. He's keeping our asses safe.
so. Who's gonna man the guns here on our first top of the hour break? We'll be like 3 to 5 minutes here. I'll go like have crazy sex with Carpe since he's already in